All right, let's talk about the road to the 2026 World Cup. Because right now, we are witnessing some incredible drama, some serious passion, and, honestly, some pretty brutal math, especially when you look at the African qualifiers.
So first, let's set the stage. This 2026 tournament, it's going to be the biggest World Cup we've ever seen. I mean, it's spread across 3 whole countries, the US, Mexico, and Canada. The scale is just massive.
And get this, for the first time ever, we're not talking 32 teams. Nope. We're talking a huge 48 nations, all fighting for that one ultimate prize. That means more matches, more stories, and you just know there's going to be way more drama.
But here's the thing. While the global party is getting bigger, for the 54 nations in Africa, part of CAF, the fight just to get an invitation, well, that's getting more intense than ever.
You heard that right. Out of 54 teams, there are just 9 automatic spots. 9! 9 tickets to the biggest show on Earth. So with that many teams fighting for so few places, yeah, the qualification process is an absolute gauntlet.
Okay, so how does this whole thing even work? I mean, how do you actually punch your ticket from this massive field of contenders? Let's break down the path these teams have to take.
On the surface, it sounds simple, but trust me, it's absolutely punishing. So you've got 9 qualifying groups. If you win your group, congratulations, you're in. You're going to the World Cup. But if you don't, oh boy, you're facing a potential multi-stage nightmare. The 4 best runners-up get thrown into a CAF playoff, and the winner of that whole thing gets one last final shot in a tournament against teams from other continents. The message couldn't be clearer. Win your group or get ready for a much, much harder road.
And you better believe this brutal format is already giving us some incredible stories. We've got giants of the continent on the absolute brink of disaster, while others are just cruising along in style. Let's dive in and see how it's all shaking out.
And this, right here, really shows you the 2 extremes. On one side, you've got Morocco. You remember them, the 2022 semifinalists. They look completely unstoppable. And then, on the other side, you have the mighty Super Eagles of Nigeria. And let's just say they are in some very deep trouble.
I mean, Morocco's dominance is just on another level. They're not just winning games, they've been literally perfect. 5 wins from 5 matches. In fact, and this is wild, they are the only team across every single continent that still has a 100% perfect record in qualifying. They are just cruising. So, while Morocco is probably already booking their flights to North America, the mood over in Nigeria is, well, it's pretty much full-blown panic. Their campaign so far has been nothing short of a disaster.
Just take a look at these standings. Nigeria, right? A team absolutely stacked with talent. We're talking Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, and they're sitting in 4th place, a full 6 points behind the leaders, South Africa. This shows you exactly how this unforgiving format works. One little slip-up, and even a powerhouse team can get punished. Honestly, at this point, they're going to need a miracle.
But the drama doesn't stop there. Let's pivot over to another West African giant, Ghana, because they are writing a totally different story. Remember, they had that humiliating failure to qualify for the next Africa Cup of Nations? Well, it looks like they are on a serious redemption mission.
So the Black Stars are actually leading their group right now, Group I, which is fiercely competitive. But there is absolutely zero room for error. You've got Comoros, Madagascar, and Mali all right there, breathing down their necks. Every single point is beyond precious.
And their head coach, Otto, he knows it. He's doing his best to keep everyone's feet planted firmly on the ground, telling them, hey, the job is not done. This quote really just perfectly captures the kind of immense pressure these teams are feeling.
And you know what? Coach Otto is absolutely right to be cautious. Because in these qualifiers, it can all come down to one kick of the ball. A single moment of luck or bad luck can completely change a nation's entire destiny.
Let's take their recent match against Chad, for example. They're the last-place team in the group. Ghana is up 1-0, thanks to a goal from their captain, Jordan Ayew. They're in control, everything's looking good, and those 3 crucial points are right there for the taking.
But then, disaster strikes. A player from Chad gets some space, takes a crack from distance, and the shot takes a wicked deflection. The keeper has absolutely no chance. It goes in. The game ends 1-1. Just like that, 2 points are dropped, and the whole group is suddenly blown wide open again. It's just a brutal reminder of how razor-thin the margins are in this competition.
But look, the challenges aren't just happening on the field. For the millions of fans who are dreaming of following their team all the way to North America, that journey is packed with its own set of hurdles. And it all starts with just trying to get a ticket.
So, for the first time on this kind of massive scale, FIFA is using something called dynamic pricing. You might know it as surge pricing. You've definitely seen it with things like airline tickets or concert seats, right? It's simple. The more people want to go to a match, the more expensive the tickets get.
So what does this actually mean for your wallet? Well, it means that grabbing your tickets as early as humanly possible is more important than ever, because you can bet those prices are going to skyrocket the closer we get to the tournament.
And the potential costs? They're pretty staggering. Now, a group stage ticket might start as low as $60, but the most expensive tickets for the final, they could hit over $6,700. To put that into perspective for you, the average ticket for the 2022 final in Qatar was just over $1,600. So yeah, that is a massive jump.
And getting a ticket isn't as simple as just going online and buying one. Oh no, it's basically a multi-phase lottery system. The whole thing kicks off in October with a pre-sale just for Visa card holders. So that's your first shot. If you miss out on that, there are more chances in November and December through ticket draws for fans who've registered ahead of time. And then the final phase doesn't even happen until after the full tournament schedule is set in stone.
And you have to remember, getting the ticket is really just the beginning. You've still got to book flights, hotels, and most importantly, you've got to get all the right travel documents. We're talking about the ESTA for the US or the ETA for Canada. And here's the really crucial part. FIFA has been crystal clear about this. If your visa gets denied, you don't get a refund on your ticket. So the big takeaway? Get those applications in early, like as early as you possibly can. So from the insane, high-stakes drama on the pitch to the incredibly complex journey for the fans, the road to 2026 is proving to be long and seriously unforgiving. You've got giants like Nigeria on the ropes and underdogs like Comoros dreaming bigger than ever before. You just know these final matches are going to be packed with tension. So the big question is, with only 9 spots up for grabs, who is going to seize one of those golden tickets?